Hello, welcome to another Penny Dreadful video here. So today we are playing Black-Red Artifact Sacrifice. Real quick, I'm going to do my quick spiel on the format for those who haven't watched before. So Penny Dreadful is a Magic Online only format. Every card costs 2 cents or less. The format locks in legality when a standard set comes out and then rotates the next time the next set comes out. Very fun and diverse and powerful format. So definitely check it out, pennydreadfulmagic.com. So the deck today, as I said, Black-Red Artifact Sack. So this is a deck I just brewed up. I ran it through a league already. Went 3-2. It played out pretty well. I made some adjustments, and it's super, super fun to play. So the idea is you're basically making a bunch of artifacts and then sacrificing them for value. So let's see, where should we start? I guess we can start with Kuldotha Rebirth. This has been a pet card of mine for a very long time. Love this card. You sack an artifact for it's single red mana, you make 3/1/1. So really good value in terms of mana, but you do have to sack an artifact. Then along with that, so we sort of also have a kind of beatdown plan. We have 3 signal pests, which pump up your goblin tokens and other cheap artifacts, and is hard to block. And then we have 4 ornithopters, just 0 mana, 0/2. Cheap artifact to sack to Kuldotha Rebirth or other things, and sometimes you can just beat down with it with a signal pest. We have 4 Disciple of the Vault. This is definitely, without question, the best card in the deck. This card is insane in all decks that it's in, but it's definitely really, really at its best here. Kind of similar to the old Ravager affinity decks where they're really sacrificing a lot of permanents. We also are able to play the combination of Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven, which is a big combination in Standard, although Cauldron Familiar is banned. Right? Yeah, I don't play a lot of Standard these days. But so it's a 1/1 for a single black mana. When it comes into play, you drain them for 1. And if you sack a food, you can return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Witch's Oven, you tap and sack a creature, and you create a food token. So with Cauldron Familiar, you sack the Cauldron to the Witch's Oven, and then sack the food to bring the Cauldron Familiar back. So every turn you get to drain them for 1. And when you have a Disciple of the Vault in play, it triggers again because you're also sacrificing the food, which makes them lose an extra life for Disciple. So you can really start going off. And the Witch's Oven is also sacrifice outlet for other things that you might be doing. Let's see. So over here we have the kind of artifacts that you're happy to sacrifice. So 4 Chromatic Star, which you can either use to the normal way to filter your mana, which definitely comes up sometimes, or you can use the fact that when it goes in the graveyard, you draw a card, so it's a good card to sacrifice. 3 Ichor Wellspring, which is a classic sack outlet for artifacts. 2 mana, draws a card when it comes into play or when it goes to the graveyard. 2 Nile Spellbomb. This is not the most efficient sacrifice outlet, but it is like the best overall card. So getting to play this in the main deck is pretty nice because there are a lot of graveyard decks out there. So this one, if you sacrifice, you have to pay a black to draw a card. So it's a little more clunky, but like I said, it can also do. If you're playing like game 1 against Dredge, then this card is insane, or Reanimator. It's really nice to have it main deck. Also 2 Mirror Sires. It's not the best card. It's a 2 mana 1/1. When it dies, you get another 1/1. Ideally, I would love to have a 1 mana version of this card. It wouldn't exactly be overpowered even at 1 mana, but having an extra creature is good. It's good with like Witch's Oven and stuff like that. So it's a decent card in this deck. So other big sack outlet we have is Makeshift Munitions, which is kind of a goblin bombardment. You pay 1 and you get to sack an artifact or a creature, and it deals 1 damage to any target. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. Like, for example, one interaction that's came up in the last league I played if you have a Disciple of Vault and a Witch's Oven in play, then you could like, say you had an Ornithopter, you sack the Ornithopter to the Witch's Oven, triggers Disciple, and then sack the food to the makeshift munition. So you actually get to like do 2 damage plus the munitions. So there's a lot of cool things. Also 3 Salvage Titan. I had 4, but I think that you really don't want to draw 2. So I went down to 3, but it is a really powerful card in this deck. There's a few cards in this deck that you really don't want to draw 2 of, which is why I'm playing just 3. So it's a 6/4, but you can sack 3 artifacts to cast it for free. The other ability is also very relevant, exiling 3 artifacts to return it from your graveyard to your hand. Sometimes you can kind of go off by sacking this to Witch's Oven, which creates 2 foods. The little used second half of this text, where if the has toughness 4 or greater, if the creature sacked has 4 or greater toughness, then you make 2 foods instead of 1. So sometimes you can drain them out with a Disciple of Vault in play by sacking Salvage Titan to Witch's Oven, which triggers, then you exile 3, get it back to your hand, sack 2 foods and something else, and get the Salvage Titan again. Like there's a lot of powerful things you can do just to trigger Disciple of Vault a bunch of times. And otherwise, you can just play this as a really cheap early 0 mana 6/4. What else? 2 Shrapnel Blast. Good to just like do the last points of damage. I'm not 100% on these cards, but I think they've often come up to be pretty good. It's possible we might want more grindy stuff, but I'm trying them out. I added 1 Ravenous Intruder, which is basically ATOG. It's just, this is the one that's legal in this format. So 2 mana, 1/2. You sack an artifact to give it +2/+2. It's a good recurring source of card advantage. We don't have so many cards to sacrifice that like we really want a lot of this effect, but it also can kill very quickly, which is pretty relevant in matchups where it's more of a Goldfish matchup, because this deck isn't like super fast. It has draws that are really fast. Like you can sometimes like go turn 1 Salvage Titan, for example, but it also has some, like it's more of a grindy deck than it is a really fast deck. Like similar again to like the old Arcbound Ravager, Disciple of the Vault decks with like Skull Clamp. They actually weren't really aggro decks despite playing a lot of cheap creatures. They were more grindy decks. But this lets you go a little faster sometimes. So I mentioned that the 3 ofs, I have 3 Witch's Oven, 3 Cauldron Familiar. So that might seem a little weird, and it's possible it's wrong. The thing is that neither of these cards are that great by themselves. Like Cauldron Familiar without Witch's Oven doesn't do a whole lot in this deck. I mean, you can sack it to makeshift munitions, but I mean, you don't really get that much value off of it. And Witch's Oven is pretty good, but also like not insane because you can't sack artifacts to it, only creatures. So like you don't have, like, you can sack Mearsire for decent value, but like not any of these things. So I think it's a good enough combo and it works really well with the rest of the deck that it's worth putting it in, but I didn't want to draw 2 of either of them, so I'm playing just 3 of each of them. And you still get the combo a reasonable amount of the time. Okay. What else? Last few things. 4 Springleaf Drum. This card is amazing in this deck and pretty much every affinity deck. It just makes the deck go so much faster, and once you have enough mana, you can just sack it to something, and yeah, really powerful card. 4 Vault of Whispers. Part of the reason you can play this deck is because we have at least 1 artifact land. Darksteel Citadel is also legal, but I don't think this deck can afford a colorless land, unfortunately. 2 Graven Cairns. I had 3. I went down to 2. It can be awkward because we have so few lands. Only 16 lands. These are misleading. We only play 16 lands, so having like a 1 land Graven Cairns hand is pretty bad, whereas like a 1 land mountain hand or swamp hand is often fine. So then we have swamps and mountains. So that is the main deck. Sideboard. Let's see here. Still a work in progress. Oh, actually, I need to buy this card. Let's add to the wish list. I will do that before playing. So, yeah, sideboard's still a little bit of a work in progress. Against other aggro decks or like other creature decks, we have 2 Orcish Vandals, tap, sack an artifact, and you shock something, as well as a Ghirapur Aether Grid, where you tap 2 artifacts and it pings something. And really, you want to kind of grind those decks out. You also get to claim the first foreign, where you gain control of a creature with CMC 3 or less. It's like an active treason for 1 mana, and then you can sack it. It's especially good against Affinity, where things that only, like your sack outlets that only can sack artifacts, like Salvage Titan or Ravenous Intruder, can actually sack the claim the firstborn. So, or the creature that you took. One Ravenous Intruder, one more Ravenous Intruder, and 2 Cranial Platings against in those Goldfish matchups where you're going fast. I'm not exactly sure about this because of the fact that Ravenous Intruder and Cranial Plating do not work well together. They both make the deck faster, but they don't actually work well together. It's possible I just want Platings. I'm not sure, to be honest. Plating can also come in some other matchups, like a control matchup sometimes, maybe matchups where they have a lot of removal and you just want to have, like, to make each of your creatures bigger threats. And then the real thing that I've been trying to work on, 2 Tormod Script and 1 Nile Spellbomb, just some more graveyard hate. Then we go up to 5, which is pretty nice. The thing I've been trying to work on is how to beat control, because the grindiness of this deck still is not that great against control, especially ones with like Wraths, like blue-white control. I got crushed in the first league. So I'm trying like a few different things. 2 Dreadhorde Invasions, which is a good card against them, because if you just land it, they can often have difficulty beating it, and you can do a lot with those tokens. 1 Liliana Standard Bearer, the idea being against Wrath decks, you can hold this up, and if they Wrath, then you draw a bunch of cards and have a 3/1 in play. 1 Ankh of Mishra, which is also pretty decent against control, just a recurring source of damage that they might have trouble dealing with, and also good against Summerbloom. Maybe against Cloudpost, probably not. That deck doesn't actually play like so many lands in a game. It plays lands that tap for a lot of mana. And Girper Aether Grid, I think, is probably also pretty decent against control decks. So that is the sideboard. I gotta go buy a Liliana Standard Bearer. Yeah, I will be back for round 1. A note, as always, let me know if there are any decks you would like to see me play, or cards that you would like to see me brew around. Happy to do that kind of thing. So I will see you guys back for round 1. Okay, round 1. We are on the draw, and unfortunately we have to mulligan this hand. This hand's not much better, but I don't think we want to go to 5. This hand's pretty slow. I mean, we can play a Salvage Titan on turn 2, I guess. That's like decent. That helps. So turn 2, we can play like Mountain, Mirrsire, Ornithopter, Salvage Titan. I mean, it's probably worth it. We get a 1/1. We get 3 triggers off of Disciple of the Vault, and we get a 6/4 into play. Let's see what they're playing, though. Tom Boyd. Oy. Nimbus Maze. Okay. Well, we don't want to attack with Disciple of the Vault because they're representing Azorius Charm. No reason to get that charmed. I don't really want to play a Salvage Titan into Mana Leak. So I'm going to lead with an Ichor Wellspring. Let's play an Ornithopter. I mean, they're definitely tanking, so it seems like they have something. I don't know. Maybe I should just play the Mirrsire instead of the Wellspring, but I kind of wanted to get some cards going. We will see what they do. No, they probably cycle Azorius Charm. Brainstorm. Okay. End of turn Brainstorm. Not usually that good of a play, but if I have the mana up, I guess why not? So they may not have Azorius Charm in hand, or they may be holding it for the Disciple. Blue-white control is not a good matchup. Wraths and such. Periphery nodes. Oof. That's an annoying card for us. Okay. All right. now I'm going to attack. Because now I kind of hope they do Azorius Charm. They don't. Play Witch's Oven. Oh, they're considering mana leaking this, looks like. They did not. Let's play out the Mirror. Is this going to finally draw out the mana leak? It is. Okay. Not going to pay for mana leak. So how do we want to do this? Sack. See, if we sack Ornithopter, Periphery Nodes kills Disciple of the Vault, and then kills Salvage Titan. Actually, them mana leaking Mirror is kind of annoying. So I could just sack Ichor Wellspring in 2 lands, and we still have another land in hand. I think that's fine. We get 3 triggers off Disciple. Hopefully they don't have Azorius Charm. If they have Azorius Charm, this is a lot more suspect. Yes. Nile Spellbound. Okay. We already played our land. All right, so does this trigger? Sorry, I was sorry, not trigger. I was wondering if it targeted. If so, we could sack to Witch's Oven, but it looks like it does not. Well, I mean, gotta go for it. Hopefully they don't have Azorius Charm, but they probably do. Oh, they don't. Oh, no, they do. Oh, they have a Condemn. Oh, shit. That was a real punt. Wow. I should have sacked it to Witch's Oven. Yikes. I clicked way too quickly. I lost out on a point of damage, and I lost out on a food token, which is another point of damage, and then I would have the thing in the yard. That's really bad. Yeah, because if I had a food token, I could bring back Cauldron Familiar. Wow, that was a really bad punt. Oh, they're going to mana leak this? That's pretty good for us. Them countering the creature that's just about to come back immediately. Now they changed their mind. Okay, so this lets them choose. So might as well do this now. So they target this. No, I just want the Periphery Nodes to die. Well, I'm trying to figure out how I sequence this. So Periphery Nodes triggers. I guess I can still kill it next turn, so I might as well get the trigger off the food token. The disciple token, the disciple trigger. So they kill the disciple anyways, but I can still kill periphery nodes next turn by sacking the Cauldron Familiar. Having Witch's Oven Cauldron Familiar is pretty key here. If they have like an Oblivion Ring, Kefnet, okay. Kefnet's not a big deal. Alright, we're definitely attacking. If they condemn, we're not messing this up this time. Cast an Ichor Wellspring. Disciple. That is a nice one. Kefnet doesn't die to periphery nodes. Oh, I see. Okay, so Kefnet is really annoying. Whoops. Yeah, because Kefnet doesn't die to periphery nodes, and it keeps periphery nodes in play. I see. Wait, Kefnet has a lot of synergy in this deck. It also can get back Mystic Sanctuaries. Does a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I hadn't experienced that combo yet. Ponder. Man, not having a thing in play is rough. What a swamp wouldn't be bad this turn. Ooh. Neither is that. Okay. Let's go for this. Play Disciple. Oops. I always click the food. Sack food. I thought I always yesed it to you. Familiar triggers. Oven. Sack. Another trigger. Sack again. And I guess it doesn't really matter. Do it again. All right, they're at 4. Winning game 1 would be awesome, because as not great as this matchup is, it actually just gets harder. Oh. They sacked the Familiar. I mean, they killed the Familiar. Interesting. I don't know why they did that. Oh, maybe they have like a Wrath or something, or some sort of way to kill the Disciple. Cycle and neutralize. Brainstorm. Yeah. What's this? Blue mana. Treasure Cruise. Okay. Have they played their land? I'm not sure. Ponder. I don't actually know what they're digging for. I actually think we kind of have them this turn. They shuffled. Guessing this is a scoop. Incoming. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Let's go to the sideboard. That was big. This is not a good matchup. But at least we came prepared with a bunch of stuff. Anything else? No. Okay. I want to bring in all of these. I want to take out the Salvage Titans. Those are not good cards in this matchup. Take out a Ravenous Intruder. Also not very good. Could see taking out a Kadoltha Rebirth. Shrapnel Blast is probably fine. Helps us get the last few points of damage. Signal Pest is not the best, but it's okay. I think I'm fine with Makeshift Munitions, even though it rarely is going to ever kill their creatures. Do I want Cranial Plating here? So if we were to Cranial Plating, we could take out the Rebirths. See, the Rebirths are pretty good with Liliana Standard Bearer, though. Maybe we do want to take out a Shrapnel Blast. And maybe one Rebirth for one plating. That seems okay. Let's try this plan. See how this goes. I guess I could take out a land, but going out to 15 lands is pretty rough, especially if I'm boarding in some more expensive spells, or at least more expensive for my deck. Okay, this is a good hand. Turn 1, we get to play Disciple plus Ornithopter. Plus Springleaf Drum. Add black. Tap this and play Disciple. Okay. Ponder. All right, that's a good sign. Because I'm really hoping to lay on this Dreadhorde Invasion. No land? Oh, okay. And a Field of Ruin. Sweet. Ooh, and a Kadoltha Rebirth. I don't necessarily want to play the Rebirth right now. Like, they're probably setting up for Wrath. So let's start off by attacking for 1. Like, I could sack the Ornithopter to Rebirth. I guess it, it does damage. Yeah, let's go for it. All right, they take another 1. And then can play another Springleaf Drum. And then that. And that. And Dreadhorde Invasion. Okay. It's a very powerful start. They have to wrap the board. Yeah, I think that playing the Rebirth is good because, they might have brought in some, disenchants or whatever, and they can't, if they spend more time disenchanting, then they're taking more damage off these goblins. I mean, I guess they can just play a turn 2 disenchant, turn 3 wrath, so maybe that's not that great, but now they have to have both things, at least, in order to get out of this. Although, there's a chance that they can beat a Dreadhorde Invasion, but it's at least a tough card for them to deal with. Is this a disenchant? It's kind of what it looks like. Or a thing, the timely reinforcements. Oust. And disenchant. Rough. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good turn. Man, Oust is good against us. It's like now we have to draw the Disciple a few turns later when we don't really want it. I'm going to actually leave the land in hand, put the fear into them. We're not in a very good spot right now, so. Like, I'd be surprised if they didn't have a Wrath here. No, they made blue. What is this? Kefnet? Oh, Treasure Cruise. Got it. Okay. It's not, great. Disciple. Attack for 4. Definitely not playing Disciple. I'll just play the land. I don't want to get this Wrathed. Brainstorm. Is this the one from Oust, or do I still have a Disciple on top? Can't remember what Oust does. If it's third from top? I thought it was third from top. Yep. They have the Wrath. Oof. Well, that's a terrible draw. I really needed that to be anything. Like a makeshift munitions would be okay. Actually be pretty good. What's it called would be pretty good. The Aetherper, Giraper Aethergrid. Aetherper. Let's just go ahead and sack this. They take 1. Didn't I always say auto yes? Oh my god. See, I really don't want to. I mean, I feel like I have to attack, but I also feel like I'm just running into a Azorius Charm, which is so rough here. I need to draw something else to win this game, and so I don't think it's worth the 1 point of damage for the fact that I could have to skip my next turn basically off of an Azorius Charm, which is a card that they probably kept 4 of in. Okay. Yeah, that disenchant for the Dreadhorde invasion was what really killed us. Yep. What do they have? Tapping very slowly. Oops. Okay, Kefnet. This can, if you have 7 or more cards in hand, they can't activate this. Yeah, Brainstorm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So this currently does 2, 4, 6, 7. They go to 1 with an attack. Still not going to attack. I mean, if they don't have like a negate, hopefully. Yeah, well, man, Azorius Charm is still so rough, but it does mean we can win next turn. Yeah, I'm just not going to go for it. If they like Wrath or anything, are they going to finally cycle the Azorius Charm that they probably had in hand this whole time? Yeah. All right, we read it. We read it. Feel good about that. They just hadn't cycled any of them yet. It seems like I'm sure they kept at least some amount of them in. Like they're just not a card you board out that often, especially against something like Salvage Titan. And they can always cycle. And against this kind of deck, you may well want to use the lifelink mode with Kefnet. All right, what are they topping? Sanctuary. Day of Judgment would be my guess. Treasure Cruise. Okay. And then like ponder into it or something. Cycle another Azorius Charm into it. Yep. Yep. Cruising for a bruising. Do they have another Wrath? Legacy's Allure. Okay. Power. Yep. So they can't use this until next turn. Still can't attack with Kefnet. We don't have anything in our yard that we can do, right? All right, let's fire off some of these. I think. Yeah, let's at least fire off like a Springleaf Drum. I swear I already said auto yes. Yeah, no, it just doesn't, for whatever reason, like my auto yes. Yep. Fire off another one. I'm going to keep up. I guess maybe this is a little loose. No, it's fine. I was going to say there are certain draws that make us wish we still had them in play, but I did want to use up our mana. Ichor Wellspring. This resolves. I feel okay about where we are. So if they mana leak it, no, they didn't. All right, well, let's do this right away. Yes, they go to 4. We draw a card. They go to 3. Ooh, that's a nice draw. They're technically already dead. But let's make them commit to the board. Yep. They got a 1. All right, let's attack. And they have to either play something or they die. And if as soon as they play something, we'll sack the Vault of Whispers. They have Condemn. And sack the Vault. So I don't know how they get out of this. I mean, unless they have like a life gain spell. Sweet. We got there. Whew. Man, that is nerve-wracking against that deck. I think this is a tough matchup, but we can kind of grind them out. Oops. Yeah, so Penny Dreadful Practice. Beginner expects slow play. Yes, that was a good one. I'm glad we got that round. So that was round one, and we'll see you back for round two. All right, round two. Like to play. And what do we think of this hand? Yeah, I'll keep it. It's really slow. Well, we get our mana out fast in that we have an Ornithopter and a Springleaf Drum, and we can put a Nile Spellbomb into play. But we don't have, like, we're not doing anything. But it's a start, and hopefully they're on, like, Dredge. Let's see. Another blue control deck. Come on, killing me here. This is not a good hand against that deck. We need to get something into play quickly. Yeah. Well, no, there's no reason to do this now. There's also no real reason to cast an Ornithopter now. Just pass the turn. Sunken Ruins. Okay. So at least not blue-eye control, but I mean, this has the makings of a control deck. Let's play a Vault of Whispers. Go ahead and just cycle the Spellbomb. Okay, drew a Disciple of the Vault. I don't want to play a Disciple into Mana Leak. I guess, yeah. So I'm going to pass the turn. As you know, Disciple's important to resolve, and it's not like it's changing our clock particularly. Playing a Disciple, so. Oh, shit. Wow, did we just get... Oh, no, interesting. This puts one to the other in the graveyard. I wonder if they're a Reanimator, and we just messed up by cracking our Spellbomb too early. Huh. Yep. Damn. Okay. Well, we've got our work cut out for us. Man, we played against Reanimator. We drew 2 Nile Spellbombs in game 1, and they easily got a spell off. No, I shouldn't have done it that way, but whatever. Do I want to crack now while they're tapped out? Not really. I mean, they're playing Reanimator, and we can deal with a 6/7, I think. We don't really care that much about attacking. I mean, it's good, but it seems like they maybe like control Reanimator. I guess maybe I could have blocked with the Ornithopter there. Yeah. Okay, Salvage Titan. Interesting. Yeah, let's go for the Salvage Titan. We actually can just hard cast it. Kind of funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but then we walk into Mana Leak. 1, 2, 3. Get a bunch of triggers. Always yes. Always yield. They are doing something. They go to 18. We will pay for Nile Spellbomb, makeshift munitions, okay. And does the Salvage Titan resolve? It does. Nice. Okay. What do I want to play here? I think I'm going to play munitions. This also resolves through mana leak. And at this point, I might as well just play out my hand. Well, I played around mana leak so far. It seems like they do not have Drawn in the Lock, but do I want to just play the Ichor Wellspring into mana leak? Nah, I have a lot of lands. I think I can just play around the mana leak for now. So Esper Reanimator Control. Kind of cool. Attacking. They do. I'm going to chump and throw the munitions, or throw the Ornithopter with the munitions. Block. Yep. They go to, I guess, can always yield to this. Come on, why is it not letting me do my keyboard shortcuts? It's weird. Just wouldn't let me click 1 to go through that. All right. Interesting. So now am I worried about Azorius Charm? They did attack. I feel like if they didn't have like anything, you know what? This isn't doing anything sitting here. Like I can't play around Azorius Charm with the Salvage Titan. The point is for it to attack. Did not have it. Okay. Let's play an Ichor Wellspring. Mana leak. Yeah, so they did have the leak. We had the read correct. Okay. I mean, maybe the thought is now we can't jump and throw it, but that's fine. We'll just take 6. Not really that worried about taking 6 damage here. We're easily winning this race. Sure. We will take 6. Do they have like a Wrath? Yeah, okay. Well, that's trickier. Although, it doesn't kill Salvage Titan. So they go to 10. Now we get to attack them for 5. I guess we only have 2 artifacts. But let's start off with a sacking Ichor Wellspring to the munitions. Oh, Disciple. There's the skipper. Okay, and then I guess let's do this correctly. Sack the Springleaf Drum. They go to 2, and yeah, sweet. All right. So yeah, it looks like kind of a value Reanimator deck using Waker of Waves. What is it? Walker of Waves? I forget. Waker. Waka, Waker. So we definitely like the Nile spell bombs. Let's see. What do we think about our other cards? I want to take out Ravenous Intruder. So My gut tells me we don't want to put in Tormod's Crypt, but we do want to put in Nile Spellbomb, just because they're not really an all-in Reanimator deck. But it's possible that we want both. Like maybe Tormod's Crypt is better than Ornithopter in this matchup. I could buy that. Oops. These go out. These go in. And then I think these cards, so their Wraths are not quite as good here. So the Salvage Titans also are better because they don't have Azorius Charm. But they probably will just have removal. I still don't think I like them. Yeah, I'm going to take out some Salvage Titans. Maybe all of them. Put in these. These two cards... See, the only thing I'm worried about is that if they're like reanimating, then... like we don't have infinite time. They're a little faster than your standard Reanimator deck. I could see taking out a Salvage Titan for a Ghirapur Aether Grid, though. Or sorry, a Shrapnel Blast. All right, let's try this. So our Ornithopters like are better than Tormod's Crypts because of Witch's Oven, and Springleaf Drum, actually. But in general, I like Crypt better. I think I'm going to keep this. We do have the Liliana Standard Bearer. It's not an amazing hand, but we have a Disciple, Springleaf Drum. Maybe this isn't a great keep. We do have 2 lands, and the Standard Bearer, if we can draw another land, can potentially do a lot of work if they have a Ritual of Soot. Dismal Backwater. Okay. Play Ornithopter. Play Springleaf Drum. Do we want to play Chromatic Star or Disciple? Or like a Cauldron Familiar? I think I want to play Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. What is this? Walker Waker. Was this a Hymn to Torok? Oh, Smallpox. Oh. Well, this could get us. That's a really weird card to play in this matchup. I mean, we operate on very few lands, and we're literally trying to sack our creatures. I would not be playing that, but they kind of getting us because we don't have another land. That's frustrating. I hate when, yeah, that's kind of brutal. I hate when opponents have cards that they kind of shouldn't be playing against you, and they work perfectly. All right, there we go. Yeah, I guess Cauldron Familiar. Actually, why Cauldron Familiar? Why didn't I play Disciple? That was weird. And sack the Chromatic Star, draw a card, make some Goberinos, pass the turn. All right, now we got a little bit of a clock going. And if we can draw a land, we can keep up Standard Bearer. Okay. Yeah, like Smallpox against the Kadoltha Rebirth deck. They discarded Knight of Soul's Betrayal and set themselves back a turn. Like we did miss that turn, but now that we have the second land, we really didn't care about that at all. We even discarded a Cauldron Familiar, which we can bring back. Okay. Play Disciple and play a star. Maybe I shouldn't have played Disciple because now they have Ritual of Set up. Not having a land there is bad. I mean, they would just slam Ritual if they had it. Really need to draw another land. Okay, that's a good start. Waker of Waves. I think that's what I said. And they bottomed the Smallpox, as they should have done before, or put it into the graveyard. This is the, Skyclave Cleric. Interesting. Land. Oh, that's not a land. All right, well, let's attack for 5. Okay, so here is our decision point. We have kind of two options. We can pass the turn and assume they have Wrath, and that if we then if they Wrath, then we play Signal Pest into Disciple of the Vault. Alternatively, or I guess Disciple into Signal Pest. Alternatively, we could play Signal Pest to have lethal on board. And so they have to draw Wrath. I'm going to go for it. Not having lands, not good, obviously, but yeah, they just have it. Oh. Well, they had something different, but ooh, that's annoying. Okay, well. Ugh, always yes. Always yield. Always yield. Care per Aether Grid. Not great here. Okay then. Wait, my Disciple doesn't... Did I not get a trigger for the Signal Pest dying? I thought that would give me a trigger when they both die at the same time. Does it not? Okay. Now our creatures get -2, -1. Hey, this actually survives. Okay. They're attacking for 8 though. I could block the Waker and Shrapnel Blast this thing. Might be my best shot. If they have a counterspell here, we're just dead. But this at least lets us try to set something up if they don't have any way to stop it. Yeah, they do. All right. We're donezo. Okay. Game 3. Hopefully they keep that Smallpox in. That Karavek is a good one. We don't really have a good answer to it either. I mean, Dreadhorde Invasion. Oh, did we not bring these cards in? I thought we were going to bring these in. What happened? Oh, we decided against the Ankh of Mishra. What do we think about cranial plating? I could see, Shrapnel Blast. See, I don't want to keep in a ton of those just to kill that thing. It is kind of important, though. Do I even want to bother with these Tormod's Crypts? They're just a 1-for-1. I guess they're fine. We'll try it. What does this hand do? All right, let's keep this. Oh, wait, no, we can't cycle through the Chromatic Star and sack it to Kildaltha Rebirth. I guess we'll just have to sack the Ornithopter if we don't draw a red land. Plains. Okay, we drew a red land. I mean, yeah, let's go for it. Hopefully, I mean, at least if they like only have Wrath and not Karavek on turn 4, we have we can reload with the Signal Pest, another Signal Pest Kildaltha Rebirth. I think that's probably what we want to do. Okay, well, let's first attack for a lot. You know what? Condemn. Okay. We still get the battle cry trigger. I think we should just go for it. Take 7. Yeah, let's go for it. I don't think we have another way of winning this game besides just racing, especially after they killed the Signal Pest. They didn't show us any like infest effects yet. Let's hope they don't have one and just jam our cards in. As Bob Marley once said, we're jamming. Because they're dead next turn. They're like dead on board. This is 12 plus 1. That's 13 damage. And if they have an infest, we will just scoop it up, I think. Ugh. They're doing something. Even like a Drown in the Lock is kind of annoying for us, but they're kind of tanking. It seems like. If they have an infest, they slam it instantly. Dark Blast. Okay. That's pretty bad, actually, for us. Because now if they have a Wrath on 4, we're just dead. That's not what we want to draw. All right, take 6. Man, the fact that they're not even dead next turn is really not good for us. We're 1 off of lethal. I mean, we have a lot of outs to hit lethal. This deck is good at dealing 1 damage, but still. No Karavek, no Ritual of Soot 1 time. Huh. Okay. They didn't have a 4th land. Well, that's very advantageous for us. All right, they got a 1. Let's just play out our stuff. Are they going to counter this? What are they tanking? Okay. Why would they tank on a Springleaf Drum? No 4th land? It doesn't look like they have it. Maybe they drew a tapped land? Woo! Wow, we got there. All right. 2-0 against 2 control decks. Very nerve-wracking against these decks, but sweet. 2-0, and we'll be back for round 3. All right, round 3. Play first. Yeah, this hand's decent. Do I want to turn 1 Kadoltha Rebirth or turn 1 Signal Pest? So we're starting off Ornithopter Springleaf Drum, which is an awesome start. I guess let's just go for the Rebirth. Pass the turn. Temple of Malise. Okay. So this could be maybe black-red World Gorger. It's probably iffy matchup game 1. Just probably a little slow. At least this hand is fast. The Kadoltha Rebirth Signal Pass stuff is the fastest that we can go, pretty much. That and the ATOG guy. I forget what it's called. All right. Attack for 3. Signal Pest. Yeah, it's a fast clock. And Cauldron Familiar. They take 8 next turn. Oh, this is black-red sack. Okay. Yeah, I played against Jund Sack. Although this, I think, does this deck play Mayhem Devil? Mayhem Devil is a nightmare for us because it triggers off both people sacrificing stuff. So we just take we just like put a million triggers onto the stack for it. So here I'm considering whether I want to leave one of the cards back in order to cast a Mirror. I think that's probably worth it. Well, no, because I can't do lethal anyways because they have the Serrated Scorpion. Sorry, I can't do lethal in 2 turns is what I'm saying. Let's attack for 6. They probably trade for a Serrated Scorpion. I assume for a Goblin. Yep, definitely this is worse to put into the graveyard. Oh, interesting. They're going to trade for both. And that makes sense. They don't really have a ton of time to set up, and because we're just doing a lot of damage. So they take 2 and then gain 2. Yeah, they do have Mayhem Devil. Yeah. Well. Ooh. Okay. That is nice. It's nice. Let's, how do we want to sequence this? So we could either attack with everything, or play Disciple and attack with everything. They eat a goblin, they take 4. Or we could play Disciple, just attack with a Mirror Sire. No, sorry. We could play Mirror Sire. No. That doesn't work. We can't play Mirror Sire and then tap Springleaf Drum. So let's just do that first play. I guess, so the options would be just attacking with everything, or playing a Mirror Sire, but I think this is fine. So they take 4, but if they start being able to sacrifice things, this gets ugly fast. Mayhem Devil is just a real problem for us. This is probably our worst matchup. Like any deck that plays Mayhem Devil is such an issue. Okay. Well, this was fun while it lasted. GG's. I mean, we can't beat. They get to kill everything on our board. Like, that's how quickly it turned. This comes into play. They could just sack all of it, kill this, kill this, kill this. And yeah, it's scry, set up their turn, attack for 3. Like, this is not a remotely beatable card for us. Okay, so how do we beat them? So, Orcish Vandals are probably pretty good. Claim the Firstborn, definitely want those. Do you want Platings? We might want Platings. Salvage Titans seem okay. Shrapnel Blasts are a way to kill thing, but they don't seem great. I think we can probably take out these Nile spell bombs. Oops, sorry, Cohen. Do I want to play Dreadhorde Invasion? Could be good. Maybe Signal Pest is not really what we want to do post board. If we're bringing in Plating, we could just take out. Maybe we want to gear per Aether Grid. Actually, gear per Aether Grid seems pretty good. Maybe we don't put in the Signal Pet, or maybe we can take out an Ornithopter. That seems fine. Actually, I also could see taking out a Kodoltha Rebirth and playing a Cranial Plating. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Serrated Scorpion's really annoying against us. Just because it's like a 1-2. And 1-2s are tough for this deck to beat. No lands. Okay. This is a lot better. I think I'll just bottom the Mirror Sire. It's just a Mirror Sire. Okay. Come on. They also mulligan to 6. All right. Signal Pest or another Springleaf Drum? Yeah, let's play the Signal Pest. down to 2 cards in hand on turn 1. Okay. So now let's just attack for 1. They'll let us. And play a Dreadhorde Invasion. Hopefully this is just a hard card for them to beat. I feel like I probably want the other one, actually, now that I think about it. This seems really good against them. Unless they have claimed the Firstborn, which they probably do, I guess. Viscera Seer and Mog Fanatic. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's just dump our hand. No reason to hold on to lands or anything. Go ahead. Cranial Plating would be good here. I'm thinking we really don't want Cuddle or Rebirth in this matchup. I think the stickier threats are better. Yeah. Man, Judith. That's pretty good too. Non-token creature. Okay. Wow, another land is not not what I wanted to be drawing right now. I mean, no, I don't think I'm attacking because I don't like their clock is faster. This is a Mayhem double. Shenanigans. Oof. Yikes. Okay. And claim the Firstborn? Oh my god. Wow. Fucking blowout. We take 1 million. This is going to be really tough for us to come back from. Go to 11. They scry. They put a card on top too. That is not a good sign. Because there's a lot of cards in their deck that are kind of dead at this point in the game, and apparently the card on top is not one of them. Oof. Yeah, I want to do that. I mean, it kind of sucks because we're really close to being able to just hardcast it, but we're one mana away. Just sack, land, drum. I guess let's start attacking. Got to kill him at some point. Oh wait, sorry, this doesn't have haste. Because this is dealing us a damage per turn. Maybe this is a threat that they aren't really prepared to deal with. Oh wait, we know they have shenanigans. Duh. Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, I'll take 2. Yeah, that was a bad play. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess we can play it out. I don't even know what a good draw is here. Yeah, Signal Pest is not it. All right. Both teams played hard. Yeah, that's a terrible matchup. And there seems to be more of it going around, so could be an issue. But, oh well. 2-1, and we'll be back for round 4. All right, round 4, 2-1. Yeah, this is a keep. We could go turn 1 Koldotha Rebirth. Are they about to duress us? Nerp Jr. Putrid Imp. Oof. All right, I think this is one of our worst matchups. That's why we have so much graveyard hate in the sideboard. They're just faster than us. Okay, how do we want to sequence this? We could go turn 1 Ornithopter Disciple. And then turn 2 Signal Pest Kadoltha Rebirth. Attack for nothing. We do 1 damage off of the Rebirth. And then the next turn we attack for 7. I think we're better off just racing here. All right. Made some 1/1s. So next turn we'll have Disciple and Signal Pest in play. Attack for 3. Then the turn after that we can attack for 8. It's still just like not that fast of a clock. Sire of Insanity is not that scary of a card. Oh wait, no, it is that scary because okay, well, it's not that scary now. If they were doing it that turn, it's each end step, each player. So we would just not be able to play anything. But now it's not very scary. Well, let's attack in. They're going to trade. Yeah, makes sense. Disciple, Signal Pest, and go. Well, it's still kind of scary in that it's just a 6/4. Like, 6/4s are kind of tough. Ooh, they have nothing? Well, that's very good for us. I guess I should have played the stars first. I think I want to get down a munitions and a chromatic star this turn. So now Sire is not scary. I mean, a 6/4 is still pretty good, but we just have a lot of ways to burn them out. We have 6 damage on board. Oh, I mean, they're just dead on board now. And they're discarding their hand. Yep. We actually could kill them. No, we can't burn out this Sire, but yes. Take 1. Always yield. Oops. Wait. Always yes. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, almost messed that up. All right. That would have been very bad. Actually, we have the Witch's Oven, so we could have fixed it. But that's funny. All right. These babies are coming in, as is the Ravenous Intruder. Again, the name of the game here is Speed. Like, there's a chance we can grind them out with, like, chump blockers. I think it's not a good plan, though. Probably want the platings. We could take out, like, all the Cauldron Familiars and Witch's Ovens. How does that look? I don't hate it. Maybe. Fine taking these out. Maybe I'll take, like, out in. I don't want to take out Acre Wellspring if we're bringing in this card. No, I think it's okay too. Like one of each of these. Oh, that seems so bad. Amir Sire? I don't know. Not quite sure what this plan should look like. And again, we have the awkwardness of cranial plating and the ATOG card kind of being at odds with each other. Yeah, I mean, it's not fast, but it has 2 pieces of graveyard hate. We drew a Witch's Oven. Jeez. Duress. Petronip. Okay. Oh my god, we actually drew Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven. That's amazing. All right. That's pretty awesome. Sealed. Might as well run out this Ornithopter, I guess. Well, nah. That's actually not true. There's no real reason to have it in play, and they could potentially have some sort of infest effect. -2, that kind of thing. Yep. So generally the way these decks play post-board is that they just assume you're going to stop them once, and then they go for it again. So, like, right now, they literally could have another, if they have another reanimation target and another reanimate exactly, then they could actually win. No, they don't. All right, we'll take one. Oh, that would be a reason to play Ornithopter. It blocks Putrid Imp. Okay. Live and learn. Attack with this. No. All right, we're definitely playing Nile Spellbomb. The question is, do we want to keep up Nile Spellbomb activation? Or, we can activate it regardless. Do we want to keep up card draw for Nile Spellbomb, or do we want to get a Witch's Oven into play? So this is basically one drain that we're missing out on. What are the chances that they can do it, go for reanimation again this turn? They're not. I would say they're non-zero. But having Witch's Oven in play also means that because we just played out the Ornithopter, having Witch's Oven in play means that if they do have some sort of removal, then we can get the food to be able to bring the Cauldron Familiar back. Sweet. And they just scooped. Okay, so they probably just had absolutely nothing. All right, awesome. So 3-1 and going to round 5. See you then. Okay. Okay, round 5. We won the die roll. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's very slow, but it's good at grinding. Like, we have the artifacts that you want to sack to makeshift munitions, and we have a makeshift munitions. That's pretty good. And we can cast, even though we have 2 swamps, we can use one of these chromatic stars if need be to cast the munitions. I'm going to play chromatic star. I don't think we're going to need now spellbomb on turn 1. The reanimate. I mean, I guess. All right. Another blue-white control deck. Ooh. This is interesting. So which do we want to get down? Assuming like they'll have Mana Leak next turn, would we rather make sure we resolve a makeshift munitions or a Disciple of the Vault? Probably Disciple. Well, maybe not. Probably don't have a lot of answers to this in their main deck. Yeah, I'm gonna play the munitions. Not 100% on that choice, but we can, like, if we're worried about Mana Leak specifically, we can like wait a turn now that we drew a land potentially to try to play the Disciple around Mana Leak. I have. They're just fetching for the fun of it. Okay. Yep. None of these. It looks like they do have the leak, though, so I'm not going to play Disciple this turn. I will just pass the turn and use munitions end of turn to crack the Chromatic Star. Cycling an Azorius Charm. Oh, they're anticipating. Interesting. Maybe they're not control? Okay. Play to Plains. I don't know a lot of blue-white decks that aren't control, or there's also a blue-white Delver deck, but we will see. Ponder. I mean, blue-white could absolutely just play and anticipate. It's a totally reasonable card. They did not shuffle with Ponder. They also did not shovel with Ponder. Cycle the Star. Springleaf Drum. Sure. Which is Evan. Okay. Play Drum. Play a Mirror. This might get a Mana Leak out of them. No. Okay. I don't want to... play the Witch's Oven this turn. Like, if we're trying to bait out a Mana Leak, I want to be able to cast the Disciple of the Vault in the same turn. Like, because they could easily just have 2 counter spells. It's possible that they just don't have anything. Second Anticipate makes me wonder if we're make a mistake and we're playing this as if it's a control matchup when in fact it's a combo matchup. In which case we should be jamming the Disciple Devolve. But I don't know. I'm not going to sack anything end of turn. I don't need to sack the Mere Sire. All right. Take one. Let's play Witch's Oven. I guess I could play Disciple around Mana Leak. Yeah, that was maybe a mistake. I forgot I have 4 mana now. But they also have 4 mana up, so they could have a hard counter now. I still think I want to bait them a little bit. Are they going to let this resolve? They are. Okay, let's play an Ichor Wellspring. Ooh. That's intriguing. Let's sack this. Yeah, I was hoping it'll land. All right. Another brainstorm. Yeah, maybe I have this all wrong. I think I'm kind of locked in now. Like, if they're gonna combo me, we're too late anyways. Is kind of how I'm thinking about this. So, might as well still keep assuming that this is a control matchup. But they played a lot of brainstorms and anticipates. This is their 6th cantrip. I don't know how many cantrips the control decks play. But they also haven't done anything, and we're obviously not giving them any sort of disruption. So I still feel like this is a control matchup. Is this an Orum's Chant? Okay. That's kind of fine. Although, I don't really want to crack all of these artifacts when I have 2 Disciples in hand. They could be that like turbo taking turns deck. That could be it. I'm going to sack the Nile Spellbomb. That seems reasonable. Yeah, I still have a lot of cantrips. This is another Orum's Chant. Okay. Yeah. Do they have some way of infinitely looping it? Like a Kefnet and a Mystic Sanctuary, I guess it infinitely loops. That's kind of sweet. Oh, they are some like Turbo Fog deck. They have another one? No, they don't. Okay. All right, let's lead with Ornithopter, Signal Pest, Signal Pest was finally too much for them. Oh, no, Salinity Vision. Sure. We can kill them pretty quickly if they tap out and we just jam 2 Disciples. I think regardless, we're probably jamming 2 Disciples. Oh, yeah. Wait. A second Salinity Vision. Okay. I don't know what's going on. They are not a control deck. Or at least not a traditional one. I guess some sort of Turbo Fog style deck. We're pretty good against... Oh, wait. I forgot that you get to see. All right, so they cast this. Disciple. Disciple. And then... how do we want to sequence? What do we want to do? Sack the... I guess we sack an Ornithopter and then sack to Kadoltha Rebirth. That seems pretty good. So sack this. Always yield. Oops, come on. Always yes. I don't know why it won't work with the always yes. But, all right. Oh, I should have tapped the thing. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Boom. All right, now they're just dead next turn. And even a Wrath, like Wrath is obviously pretty good here, but they still take 6 off of Signal Pest and Mirror and Ornithopter. But, you know, they also could be comboing. It's just like Approach of the Second Sun. I mean, now they're not just dead. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. I haven't done the math. I think they are. Oh, yeah, now they definitely are. Okay, let's jam. Whamma jamma. They got a 5. Play another Disciple. I don't know. Sack an Ornithopter. Oh, we have to always yes for all of them? All right, there's no point in doing this now, but... And then do that. Boom. All right, now they're dead. I think they were dead regardless of us drawing the Disciple. That was just 1,000,000 damage. Sweet. Okay. So... they're playing Approach of the Second Sun. I guess they're like Turbo Fog into Approach of the Second Sun. So, Cranial Plating... I mean, it's not great against Fogs. Orcish Vandals are decent against Fogs. They're probably going to play Wrath, so I do want to bring in the Liliana Standard Bearer. Maybe Orcish Vandals aren't that good. I kind of like the Ghirapur Aether Grid plan. I'm kind of okay with this. I think we can take out the Salvage Titans again. Yeah, if they're playing Angel Song, Ravenous Intruder's terrible. These might be okay. Probably take out the Nile Spell Bombs. Can trim a Kadoltha Rebirth. Okay. And do I want plating? It's not so bad against Wrath. Shrapnel Blast seems okay, but not great. Let's play the Platings. I don't know. See how it goes. They never showed us any counter magic, but it's possible that they just like gave up on the counter magic, but they have a ton of cantrips, so, and they might take out the counter magic right now. I guess we'll keep it. It's got lands and spells. It's just like not a very good hand against Wrath, but it is fast. That's not what we wanted to draw. Next turn, again, they haven't shown us counter spells. This is probably not a deck where you're like super happy to have them. Ugh. I'm okay here, actually, if they have Azorius Charm. So I'm going to play that. Signal Pest. Just play 2. Taxis. Oh, Fog. It's 5 damage. All right. We're not going to play Disciple yet. Play a Mirror just assuming that they'll probably Wrath next turn. At least we'll keep a 1/1 in play. I mean, there's something to be said for we hit them for 3 points of damage by playing Disciple of the Vault, but I think we want to keep it around. Yep. Floodplain. Wrath Arena. Yep. Wellspring. Come on. Give me something good. Oh, come on. What is that nonsense? I drew 6 lands. This deck. I'm playing 16 lands. What the fuck? Oops. And a Springleaf Drum. Awesome. Well, I guess if I'm complaining about drawing Springleaf Drums, then I have 20. But still annoying to draw 7 lands when we're only playing 20, even if we're going to call it that. What is this? Fact or fiction? Sure. The Wanderer. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. That's fine. Disciple of the Vault doesn't do damage, right? Or does it? Yeah. And I guess Ponder, Brainstorm. They can have 2 cantrips in the Wanderer or 1 cantrip and a Brainstorms are worse together. How about that? These are probably the 2 best cards. What did they take? They took the 3? Okay. I guess we did put a Gear per Aether Grid into our deck. I still think we probably won it, even after seeing the Wanderer, but it's definitely worse. Yep. creature with power 4 or greater. Yeah, this doesn't make them... That doesn't deal damage either. Could definitely go for a thing here. Witch's Oven. That would be very good. And pass. Setting ourselves up to get Wrath, but they go down to 6 if they do. Because it should be that they take 1 off of this. Is this Approach? Approach is really good here. Yep. Gaining 7 is really... Oh my god. What the fuck? We actually like had a really good matchup, or like really good draw. Okay, not a really good draw, but we actually like could have won this game if we had drawn like anything. Ugh, I'm tilting. So many fucking lands. And even the spells we drew are like all of our less good ones. All right, you win. Drawing a Witch's Oven next. Okay. So the Wanderer also stops Ankh of Mishra. So they're just playing Approach. They're not like that weird of a blue-white deck. So I guess with the Wanderer in play, or with the Wanderer in our opponent's deck, we have 5 methods of dealing them damage, or sorry, 6 of non-combat damage. That is kind of too many. But I also still don't like Kuldotha Rebirth. And Shrapnel Blast isn't any better. Yeah, I'm just going to go as is. Maybe Kuldotha Rebirth's good. I got to pause the video 1 second. Oops. Okay. Play first. Okay, definitely keeping this. Got Familiar plus Oven. Signal Pest. This hand's great. They're going to 6. It's definitely particularly good against control. They kept 6. All right. Started off with the Familiar. Next turn, I'm probably going to play out the Springleaf Drum just to develop our mana. We lose out on a point of damage, but that's okay. Wait, no, we don't have to. Play Signal Pest, Springleaf Drum, Witch's Oven. That works fine. Attack for 1. Play the Signal Pest. Play the Springleaf Drum. Play the Witch's Oven. Okay. So we're going to want to make sure to do this end a turn. Well, I mean, obviously, but like, so that we can untap and still attack with the Signal Pest and the Familiar. Sack of food. Always yield. It's interesting. Actually, would I rather play Mearsire or Makeshift Munitions? I kind of just rather play Mearsire. And just play the Springleaf Drum so we can have it. You know, this isn't the fastest clock, so adding a little bit. Like, this is a very resilient hand, but it's not a super fast hand. So hopefully they're relying on like a Wrath. And this hand just is really good against Wrath. Oh, wow. Well, that's just awesome. They take 4, go to 10. We will cast another Witch's Oven. Sack the Familiar. We're going to bring it back right now so that we can tap it to Springleaf Drum. And cast the Makeshift Munitions. Well, they still don't have blue mana, although we still haven't seen like any counter magic this entire game, so they may just not have it. They're at 9, about to go to 8. And theoretically we could do more. Teo, you have hexproof. Does this target each opponent? It does not. Okay, so this Makeshift Munitions doesn't do anything. The Teo does not have hexproof though. So I guess it does that. Still just attacking them. Oh, I was just going to say Disciple of the Vault would be insane. Yeah. Oh, no, this does target. Okay. Okay, so we want to kill the Teo first, and then I think we can win this turn, right? If we attack Teo, Teo goes to 1. Then let's ping down Teo, sacking Mearsire. This also unlocks an extra mana off of Springleaf Drum. Play Disciple of the Vault. Sack Cauldron Familiar to Witch's Oven. Get back Cauldron Familiar. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. They go to 7. They go to 6. We can kill them, right? No, we don't need to do it now. Yeah, I'm sure we can kill them. Maybe we can't. No, we can. So tap. sack. They go to 2, and then we kill them from there. Yeah, we can kill them. What am I talking about? Of course we can kill them. Sweet. All right. Well, we went 4-1 and beat, what was it, 3 control decks. And what was the last one we beat? I forget. Anyways, this deck was super sweet. I really enjoy it. Highly recommend playing it. I'm not really sure. I kind of like where the sideboard is. I thought it was actually pretty good. We played against a lot of control, and I thought our plan was pretty decent, and we went 3-0 against it. So, yeah, definitely super fun. And I might tinker around with this one. This is the kind of deck I will probably want to play more of, so at least maybe on stream. Follow me at jblack5000. The stream, and yeah, we'll see you next time for another Penny Judgment video.